The Marvel films have shown us that there is no shortage of armory in the MCU. Some of these weapons have been produced by humans, some Asgardians, and some are completely cosmic in nature. With that being said, here are 10 of the most powerful weapons to exist in the MCU. We will base this list on the weapon's ability to yield damage and be itself indestructible. So without further ado, let's get into it. Can there be a more iconic weapon to top off our list? Captain America's shield is not only a loving display of patriotism on the Super Shoulder's behalf, but has also been used to save the day countless times. It's made from vibranium and can effectively absorb all kinetic energy that it comes across. This makes it virtually indestructible. But it can also be used offensively as a projectile, the way we have seen Cap swing it into the air like a frisbee. The only drawback is its size. An object as bulky as this can only be carried effectively by a super soldier like Captain America. Next up, at number 9, we have Thor's original hammer. Mjolnir was crafted by dwarves in the heart of a dying star. This hammer allowed Thor to channel the vast power contained within him and become a conduit for him to channel lightning. It was made from fabled metal named Uru that was claimed to be indestructible. That was until Hela came along and proved everyone wrong. Odin also enchanted the hammer so that it could be only yielded by someone of clear conscience, so no one could use it as a weapon of mass destruction. Coming up at number 8, we have Tony Stark's Iron Man suit. The suit has evolved over the course of the movies as Tony grew more and more familiar with technology from Earth and beyond, which is why we specifically chose the Mark 8 variant of the suit, which he can don in seconds due to advancements in nanotechnology. This is by far the most resilient Iron Man suit we have seen. It could take blows from the Mad Titan himself and survive insurmountable damage. It is also the best Tony has come up with offensively. Because of the introduction of nanotech, he can mold pretty much anything he needs at that moment. We have seen him do this in limited capacity by making hammers, blasters, and shields. All that besides the fact it could hold all the Infinity Stones. At number 7, we have Loki's Scepter. This cosmic weapon first arrived on our screens during the first Avengers film, and for most of the film it was the primary source of all the trouble for our heroes. Loki used the staff to control the mind of Hawkeye, and made him foil the plans of the nascent superhero squad. The scepter contains the Mind Stone, which is what allows the wielder to control the minds and the thoughts of anyone that it makes contact with. Also, the scepter can shoot out blasts of energy, making it more than just a tool of manipulation. It also has offensive potential. At number 6, we have the Eye of Agamotto. The Eye of Agamotto works differently here than it does in the comics. In the movies, it is basically a sheath for the Time Stone. The Time Stone allows the yielder to manipulate and travel through time. Doctor Strange inherited this device from his mentor, the Ancient One. It is what allowed him to see through all the different permutations of results that would allow them to beat Thanos in Infinity War and Endgame. He also uses it to reverse to an earlier position in time to defeat Dormammu. Coming up at number 5, we have the Casket of Ancient Winter. This device was previously owned by the Frost Giants, but then Odin took possession of it and kept it securely hidden beneath a vault in Asgard. But that wasn't enough to deter the God of Mischief from taking hold of the device. The Casket of Ancient Winters does exactly what its name suggests. It holds the power of a surge of icy winter frost, which the yielder can release at a whim. It can destroy an entire army by freezing everything in its path, and it can fire a concentrated beam like we see Loki use against Heimdall. If used recklessly, it can send an entire planet into an ice age. At number 4, we have SpiderMan's Web Shooters. Peter's Web Shooters are practically the most important devices he has up his sleeve, no pun intended. Besides being used for traversal, it is used as an adhesive to hold structures, immobilize enemies, and propel Spider-Man into the air. Since Tony Stark was involved in the creation of these web shooters, the shooters can create 576 different variations of webbings. This gives Peter the power to choose from a host of options and find the most suitable variant to save the day. It also has amazing resilience. Its tensile strength is strong enough to even hold the Hulk for a time. Coming up at number 3, we have Stormbreaker. While the axe doesn't have the history of its smaller hammer counterpart, it does play an important role in the eventual defeat of Thanos in Infinity War and Endgame. Being an axe, it can use more than blunt force and can cut into a target, as well as we saw when Thor struck Thanos near the end of Infinity War. It had pushed its way past all of Thanos' energy beams and embedded itself in his armor. It has got some serious kick, while Millenor was destroyed by his half-sister. Besides doing everything that the original could do, it can also teleport people in its immediate vicinity to another location at the whim of the Yielder. It is stronger and definitely more resilient than Mjolnir. At number 2, we have the Tesseract. The Tesseract was one of the big weapons in the first Avengers film. Like the Eye of Agamotto, the Tesseract is merely a conduit for one of the most powerful gems in the universe. It is the home of the Space Stone. However, due to the immense energy associated with the cube, not everyone can hold it, and only the most powerful characters in the MCU have been able to yield it and survive. The most notable among them being Captain Marvel and Loki. It can shoot a blast of energy, but its most devastating effect is that it can open up gateways to any point in the universe, which could make instant invasion a big possibility. And finally, at number 1, we have the item in the MCU that caused the most problems. When the Infinity Gauntlet is fitted with all 6 of the Infinity Stones, it gives the Yielder the power to do practically anything, assuming, that is, he does not perish from the vast energy that comes from putting on the Gauntlet with all the pieces intact. With just a thought and a snap of 2 fingers, Thanos was able to eliminate half of all sentient life on Earth. That just shows the extent of its power. Not to mention, the wearer has control over reality, time, space, power, mind, and soul. Nothing comes close to competing with this weapon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and for more content like this, subscribe to the channel.